Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Angie, and in this video we are going to talk about stabilizing your finances. I am going to show you a unique way that I use to stabilize, to manage my finances, which I have not seen exactly in this way in any other uh, content or any other person, but just my take on it and my view of managing finances. So, the first step is to determine your typical day spendings. On another video, I talked about determining your typical day schedule. So, the schedule that you have, the activities that you do in a typical day. For example, work, lunch, whatever, which is your routine in a typical day. And from that typical day routine, you will determine your typical day spendings. So make a list of things that you need to buy in a typical day. Then, if something, for example, lasts more than a day, you can determine to buy it weekly. So, for example, some kind of food lasts just one day. I buy it today and I consume it today. But there are some even items of food or just typical needs that last more than a day, which is are things that we need to buy weekly or even monthly or even yearly. So start with your typical day, make a list of the things that you usually buy in a day that you think are mandatory, that you are part of your routine. Then add to that in another list, a list of things that you need to buy weekly, then monthly, then yearly. Sometimes you can combine items, for example, food items groceries that you have in your home, and make a budget, a list of things uh, that you consume in a week and buy them once a week. They are considered weekly spendings, so on for a month and for a year. So to start this, look at your routine. What is the routine of your typical day? This is also a way to save money. For example, to just for some time, if you want to save, to focus only on a typical day to get by for the day. For example, not to take part in some activities or go to social events or something that will cost you money, but just for, let's say, first part, a month or so, have the same typical routine daily. So focus on your typical day, the mandatory spendings, let's say, that you need. So determine how much do you spend in that typical day. For example, on a day, I drink 3 green smoothies in my typical day, 3 green smoothies a day. And for this, I need every day to have in my home the uh, elements, the groceries to prepare the smoothies. Uh, for example, spinach, avocado, blueberries, cacao, um, ginger that I always put in my smoothies, and this I can survive on this. These are mandatory for me, are healthy, are something that I use every day, and I drink 3 a day of them. So I can put this to my daily spendings, which are typical every day. Then there are some items like, for example, makeup, which are bought sometimes not monthly but yearly. For example, I will need one of that item, let's say, for the whole year. So I prepare that list and I put this expense in the yearly spendings. If it's monthly, I will put it in the monthly spendings list. So I save for that item and I only buy it and at the end of the year. Or a typical for example, a typical a month, maybe you don't want to buy in December because if you buy online, there are a lot of packages shipped and can arrive late or so. But let's say in a month that you choose, you can choose, for example, for the month of your birthday to uh, get all the new things, let's say gifts for yourself, and they will arrive all the things that you have put in your yearly spendings. Order them online or so, or even offline if you want, and buy them in that month. Uh, so if the things lasts longer than a day, put it in the weekly list. If the things last more than a week, put it in the monthly list, and so on. So one item of thing that you buy will not be in both, for example, even daily and also weekly. If you decide that it's weekly spending, you set a day to buy of the week and buy of the things that you need on a weekly basis. Uh, but you also need to have a maximum budget to spend for each of these lists for the daily spendings, weekly, monthly, and yearly. What I suggest to manage your money is to divide your, for example, monthly wage, if you get paid every month, into 4 equal parts, and each of them is dedicated to uh, one of these lists. So 1/4 is for the daily spendings, another 1/4 of your 25% of your wages for your weekly spendings, 25% is for your monthly spendings list, and 25% is for your yearly budget. Your For the yearly budget, you set aside the money and spend them only at the end of the year or your birthday, let's say once a year. So every month you set aside 25% of your wage for your yearly budget. And don't touch that money, it's for the yearly list. At the same time, during the year, you make your list of things that you want to buy at the end of the year. Uh, so you put aside that. Then you put aside your monthly budget, which is 25% of your monthly wage, which is dedicated to monthly spendings. And at the end of the month, you buy all the things that you will need for the next month. So you prepare also the budget, list the thing, and how much it costs. Uh, month, you will have saved 25% of your wage and also the list of things that you will need to buy. Then the next is 25% of your budget, which is dedicated to your weekly spendings. Because a month has 4 weeks, 4 or 5, it depends. But I suggest setting a weekly budget. You usually divide the 25% of your wage, divide it by 4, which will be the budget for each of your weeks. And then at the end of the week, you will buy your the things on your weekly budget list. This might be groceries or everything that you need to buy in a weekly basis. This might be the same every week, so you will have the list and you won't need to worry about what to buy, and also mindless spending, buying things that you have not planned. But every time you need to buy something, you put it on your list, then you buy it at the end of the week. Then the other 25% is called your daily budget. You will divide this sum, so this is 25% of your wage, and you will divide this sum by 30, because usually a month has 30 days on it, and this will be your daily budget. This is for the things that you need to buy on a daily basis. Maybe you don't, maybe this sounds like too much. Maybe you don't want to spend it all in your typical day. Maybe you can save a part of it. That's okay. That's in fact very good. This can be your savings. Or on any of your lists, maybe you don't spend all the 25% of your wage assigned to that the part, so to that list. So this way you will also hopefully have savings. I don't focus in this system on saving, let's say, a certain percentage of your money. But for example, if you save every month 25%, that's a good savings rate. That's not bad. You save it for the yearly spendings. Or maybe you don't need to buy so much with that budget, and you invest part of it. So this will be the maximum you will spend each day, week, month, and year, determined in this way that I explained. And never spend more than you have. Never spend things mindlessly, let's say. Another thing that I want to emphasize in managing your finances is to aim for passive income. If you decide to not spend a part of your income, you can decide to invest it and to aim for passive income. Uh, you invest part of your budget. For example, you can also invest um, a part of your monthly budget. If you don't spend it, invest it, and maybe next month get a return on it. Sometimes there are investments which you can invest the money not only for a year. For example, you invest it at the end of the year, then next year you have earned some passive income which you can withdraw and also reinvest the yearly budget, but you can invest at the end of the month if you don't decide to spend all your monthly budget. You can invest part of it, and next month you can get a passive income. Uh, or your yearly budget, and if you get a return on your investment, which is the passive income, you can consider to live to cover your yearly expenses only with the passive income part, and then next year you you can reinvest that money, and so to cover your expenses with the passive income, not with the saved income that you have saved for the end of the year. And that's always a good thing, to cover your expenses with passive income. And this way you can arrive to financial freedom. Maybe you don't immediately stop working, for example, but with your savings, you can cover your yearly expenses with passive income. Then you can also start slowly covering also your monthly expenses with your monthly passive income, weekly and daily, and so on, until you cover all your expenses with your passive income. Maybe even now you have some type of passive income to cover part of your expenses. This is my system of managing finances. Every time I get my wage, I divide it into 4 parts. So to sum up for this video, and I also have 4 lists: daily spendings, weekly spendings, monthly spendings, and yearly spendings. And every 25% of my wage is dedicated to each of these lists. I never go to buy something which is more than my budget, or spending the yearly sum for a monthly expense, for example. I always, since January, I save 25% of my income for my monthly wage, or also with the income that I earn from my online business. Every month I save 25% of it, which I will decide at the end of the year how to spend, or to invest, because most of the time we already have the things to um, go by to survive, let's say, until the end of the year, and so on with month and week. So that's all for this video that I wanted to share. This is my system of managing my finances. If you want, you can share your perspective, what you think about it, or how you manage your finances, if you have any tip for this. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video. Bye.